Corruptors, perhaps. He does end up losing the Warp Prism in the process. I don't believe he was able to get any more damage done there. However, it looks like it was able to draw DIMAGA's attention away long enough for these Tier 1 units to start moving across the map. He does have his Zergling here just hanging out, able to scout that out. He was probably sitting at the watchtower there just momentarily. And HuK able to warp in lots and lots of Stalkers now to support his non-air hitting Immortal and Colossi. It looks like he is going to start engaging some Roaches down here. 3 Immortals, just do crazy damage to these Roaches. He does drop a lot of force fields. The burrowing Roaches tunnel right underneath it. If you remember, just for a few days there, burrowed Roaches and burrowed Infestors were not able to move under force fields, but they reverted those changes in the very next patch, so Roaches able to burrow and move under them yet again. All these sentries of HuK basically, you know, not able to be as effective as they once were, dropping more force fields all the time. The Roaches basically just burrow and move away. Look how fast that HP regens. Wow, that's incredibly fast. And he does have +1 armor upgrade already for those Roaches. So HuK backing off, going to try and regroup and get some more forces out on the field. DIMAGA trying to prevent any expansion to this island. He did see the Warp Prism, so, you know, not a terrible idea. HuK actually taking this expansion instead, mirroring where DIMAGA expanded basically all the way across the map. So HuK looking to take his 3rd mining base, whereas DIMAGA's already got his up and running. He's got lots and lots of minerals. Check out over 1,000 and over 300 gas here. DIMAGA actually probably running out of larva, not able to spend fast enough. He is getting a bunch of mutas now to complement his Roaches. And HuK basically building lots of Stalkers and Immortals. Let's see if his Colossi have come along at all yet. Finally, there is a Colossus coming out on the field. He still has not gotten the extended Thermal Lances. In the way that Roach speed is an absolute must for Zerg players, extended Thermal Lances are an absolute must upgrade for Protoss players. And a couple of Changelings being spat out or shat out, or however you want to say it, from that Overseer, easily taken out by HuK. But yeah, the extended Thermal Lances, if you're going to make Colossi, you might as well get the Thermal Lances, because it's the difference between having your Colossi sit on top of your Tier 1 army and being able to sit behind them comfortably, shooting away at tons and tons of Roaches and or Hydralisks and or Lings, you know, whatever the opponent can throw at you. But DIMAGA with that Spire up for a while, he does have a few Corruptors on the field, as well as a lot of Mutalisks, so HuK is going to have to be good to try and take out that AA, focus it down with all these sentries. He's got a ton of sentries. 9 sentries is usually way more than you'll see just because of their huge gas cost. But HuK trying to mobilize here again. Oh, check this out. DIMAGA actually did a Roach drop in the original mineral line of HuK. He is going to lose that dropping Overlord, but these 3 Roaches able to start cutting down a few probes here. 3 Stalkers warping in for HuK right here. Going to start shooting away at them. And is there an observer anywhere nearby? There must be. They're still shooting away. So DIMAGA not being as effective as he probably would have liked with these Roaches. It looks like they've got 2 kills, 0 kills between them. Not very many kills at all. These Stalkers are able to clean them up very nicely. More Colossi coming out on the field, making a second one here to join the army. And here he tromps down that cliff. Also chrono boosting this Forge, although it's not upgrading anything just yet, so I'm not sure what that's about. He is getting moving his way towards 2-1 upgrades. DIMAGA, on the other hand, if we check out his nice Roaches, he's at 1-1 already, and seems to be upgrading even more stuff. Zerg Flyer attacks, and Zerg Missile attacks, and ground armor. So both players keeping up with their upgrades, very important to do, especially when it's 3 bases against 3 bases like it is. DIMAGA actually expanding over here on his own island. He liked the idea of HuK doing it so much that he did it himself instead. And basically HuK just marching around with all his Stalkers and Immortals right now. This huge Roach army and massive mutas for DIMAGA start moving towards HuK. He got a look around in his base and saw the response, and I guess he feels comfortable enough now. I'm going to keep the unit tabs open for this future altercation here. He's got 48 Roaches. God, that's a lot of Roaches. 15 Mutalisks. Going to try and take on the army of HuK. You know, 6 Zealots, 6 Immortals, 2 Colossi, 16 Stalkers, and 9 Sentries. Again, that Sentry number really just standing out to me. He's going to drop tons and tons of force fields, and also keep these ranged attacks from doing less damage. So drops something like 8 force fields there. The Roaches move under and try to burrow even closer. However, these Colossi and Immortals just smashing them doing so much damage, and these roaches, despite being able to burrow underneath them, are just trapped by these force fields over and over again. HuK just advancing with his huge force of sentries, colossi, and stalkers. He's got so many stalkers now against DIMAGA's very few remaining roaches. If you saw there, the number on the units tab went from 48 to 9 in a very, very quick amount of time. HuK able to save almost his entire army. He's at 187 food to DIMAGA's 152. DIMAGA trying to crank out as many units as he can. If you check the production tab, he's cranking out 23 roaches and 8 corruptors right now, trying to counter against this. He's trying to counter HuK's counter, but HuK sitting in a pretty good position here, able to take out a queen, a couple of overlords. These colossi basically can move wherever they want, and it looks like he's getting even more armor upgrades, doing well to macro while also assaulting this base. All the roaches for DIMAGA are now up, and all these corruptors moving in, trying to take out the colossi. It looks like they are going to score 1 kill. HuK just blasting away against these roaches again. These immortals just do so much damage against roaches, even with 2 armor. And both colossi do go down now, but HuK, still standing with tons of stalkers, sentries, and these immortals, these roach killers, able to take out that entire expansion of DIMAGA, killing roaches left and right, killing drones all over the place, sniping overlords. I mean, DIMAGA is basically in full retreat, but has almost nowhere left to run, despite being still on 3 bases. It looks like that huge fight up at the top was the turning tide of this series, and HuK does take the series 2-0 against the very good Zerg player DIMAGA. So congratulations to HuK for moving on to the semifinals of the ESL. I can tell you he did not actually win the semifinals. He did play against Morrow and unfortunately lost against Morrow, Morrow being a very, very good Swedish Terran player. But HuK, showing his dominance as Protoss still against DIMAGA with those very, very good games. DIMAGA being a little stubborn, keeping roaches on both Kulos Ravine and Desert Oasis was basically his downfall. But very, very good games. Had a lot of fun casting them, and please go check out PokerDiscounts.com if you have a chance. They're a wonderful sponsor and a wonderful service for people who play poker online. So thanks again. Bye-bye.